The movie takes place in an open-world desktop video game called Free City, where players can take part in action-packed missions, such as spy jobs or bank robberies, in order to gain money and level up their characters. The strongest characters in the game are those with sunglasses, as they are controlled by real players. To support the storyline of the game, the developer also created non-playable characters, NPCs. NPCs are characters that are not controlled by a real player, but instead are programmed to do certain daily activities in the game. Unlike real players, NPCs cannot die. Guy is one of the many non-playable characters, NPCs, in the game. He is programmed to work as a bank teller and is unaware that his world is a video game. He spends most of his time with his best friend Buddy, who works as security for the same bank. Unfortunately, their bank is always being robbed by real players, and Guy and Buddy are forced to play the part of helpless bank employees as they get robbed. Despite the robberies, Guy and Buddy remain close friends and enjoy working together. On the other side of the game, there is a sunglasses character called Molotov Girl. She is making a deal with another player for a coordinate of a safe house that keeps a video containing top-secret information. Later on, Guy and Buddy are on their way home when they suddenly walk past Molotov Girl. Guy is surprised when he hears her singing a song he says his dream girl would like. This surprises Molotov Girl, because she is used to hearing all the same phrases from the NPCs. This causes Guy to deviate from his programming and follow the Molotov Girl. Unfortunately, he is hit by a train, sending him back to his home and having to start his boring daily activities again. The following day, when the bank robbery takes place, Guy spots the girl he had met the day before and begins to rebel. He attempts to fight back and manages to grab the sunglasses from the robber. As soon as he puts them on, he is able to see many features of the game that were supposedly only visible to real players. He picks up the health boxes to heal himself and is now able to steal other players' money when they die. Keys and Mauser, employees of Tsunami, a company that runs Free City, detect Guy's strange activities and suspect that he is a hacker using an NPC skin to take down other players. To resolve the issue, they decide to enter the game as their avatars to confront Guy. Thanks to the sneakers from the sunglasses, Guy is able to jump away from them. Despite this, they keep chasing after him. Guy attempts to escape by grabbing onto a wrecking ball, but he misses and falls. Fortunately, he is able to save himself with a bubble suit. However, the employees spot him and hit him with a police car, thinking they have gotten rid of the hacker. Keys notices something strange as the number of online players does not decrease even after they killed him, leading him to believe that it was not a hacker. Suddenly, an interview of Keys and Millie from earlier years is displayed, revealing that they are the masterminds behind the Free City before Antoine, the owner of Tsunami Company, stole their original code from the Life Itself game, a game which was originally created by Keys and Millie, and used that code to build Free City franchises. Surprisingly, Millie is the player behind the Molotov Girl character. Millie visits Keys to ask for his help in getting evidence of Antoine's crimes. She knows the proof is hidden in a safe house, which she plans to infiltrate while playing as Molotov Girl. When Guy encounters Molotov Girl outside the safe house, the house guards spot them and start shooting, so they have to flee. Guy offers to help her in her mission, but it is impossible as he is only at level 1, and she is already at level 195. Guy then starts taking on missions and performing heroic acts like returning stolen money and rescuing kids from traffic. His uniqueness catches the attention of players in real life, and he quickly goes viral with the nickname the Blue Shirt Guy. He even appears as an answer on America's quiz show, Jeopardy! Eventually, Guy manages to reach level 102. The next day, Guy comes to the bank and attempts to persuade Buddy to join him in a heist mission, after stealing sunglasses from a player. However, Buddy refuses to do so, believing it to be too dangerous. Antoine, recognizing the popularity of Guy, wants his employees to keep him on the game. To make matters worse, the company is planning to launch Free City 2 in 2 days, despite the fact that it is not fully coded and still contains bugs. Furthermore, Guy reveals to Keys that the game is not backward compatible with the first game, meaning that most of the characters will not be able to be played in Free City 2. The Molotov Girl had managed to make it back to the safe house and retrieve the stolen code, but she was soon cornered by the house's guards. Just in time, Guy arrived on a motorcycle and managed to take out the guards, allowing them to escape using a hang glider. After the thrilling adventure, Guy and the Molotov Girl hung out, and he surprisingly guessed her favorite ice cream flavor, which was bubblegum ice cream. She was very impressed, as it wasn't a popular flavor, and he had managed to guess it correctly. It was almost as if he knew everything about her. The two ended their time together with a kiss before Millie had to disconnect from the game. Keys finally realizes that something strange is going on with the codes of the Free City's NPCs. He explains to Millie that Guy is not being controlled by a hacker, but is instead the first living AI that can make decisions of its own volition. This proves that Antoine has stolen their code and implemented it into the Free City, which was supposed to feature NPCs that grow and develop over time. Keys also warns Millie that the current Free City world will be erased when Free City 2 is launched, only 48 hours away. With no other options, they decide to ask Guy for help. Millie, now playing as Molotov Girl, returns to the game and reveals to Guy that he is just a character in a game, and if he doesn't help her, he will be deleted. After learning the truth, Guy was overcome with sadness and ran to the beach. There he realized that something was hidden, and he decided to help the Molotov Girl. He then asked Buddy to accompany him to the safe house, where the stolen code was kept. Surprisingly, the guard was actually a big fan of Guy, and was ecstatic to meet him. Rather than standing in Guy's way, he practically begged to be robbed, and even asked Guy to kill him, though Guy refused. After obtaining the file, Guy brought it to Millie. On the other hand, Guy's popularity has risen sharply, with popular streamers like Pokimane, DanTM, and Ninja talking about him. This enrages Antoine, who fears that Guy's presence in the game will hurt the Free City 2 sales. In order to prevent this, Mouser suggests rebooting the system, so that Guy will be reset to his default form. However, before they can do so, Guy and Millie manage to access a file which reveals an island, proving that Antoine had indeed stolen their code. Guy remembers seeing the island before, but is unable to recall the details. Fortunately, they managed to reboot the system before he can tell Millie where he had seen it. Millie was able to get back into the game after the reboot, but unfortunately Guy didn't remember who she was since he had already reverted back to his default setting. She asked Keys for help and he told her that Guy was created to be searching for his dream girl. He just needed something to trigger the code and Molotov Girl stepped in to help. She kissed Guy, which brought back all his memories and reminded him of where he saw the island. It turns out the image was reflected off the blinds in his apartment, and Keys was able to figure out that the island was just hidden beyond the city's horizon. Guy and Millie announced to all the NPCs in the game that there was an island across the city where they could move and act freely, instead of the programmed commands that they were restricted to. This amazing discovery inspired all the NPCs, and they began to move at their own will. With all the NPCs gone, the players were left confused. Mouser then showed Antoine a recording of Guy and Millie taking the secret file at the safe house. Antoine, now realizing that Millie was involved, ordered Mouser to kill them and kick them out of the game. Guy and Millie were driving outside the city when Mouser, the game developer, used his power to try and destroy them. Luckily, with the help of Keys, a ramp suddenly appeared and allowed them to escape. They eventually arrived at the beach, but Keys was caught and fired from the company. Before he left, Keys launched his last help to the pair by creating a bridge for them to cross the sea safely. On the other side, Antoine ordered Mouser to quit the game, disconnecting Molotov Girl and all the players from the game. However, Keys secretly conducted a live broadcasting of Guy to all Free City players, so they could still watch him despite being disconnected from the game. Furthermore, in order to eliminate Guy, Antoine commands his employees to deploy Dude, a larger and more powerful NPC, although it is not as intelligent. Nevertheless, it proves to be a formidable opponent for Guy. Fortunately, Buddy soon arrives to provide assistance as Guy is thrown around by Dude. In a last-ditch effort, Guy deploys a Captain America's shield, which catches the eye of Chris Evans, who is watching the battle from a nearby cafe. Guy also manages to deploy a Hulk's fist and a lightsaber, but they are not enough to defeat Dude. However, despite Guy's best efforts, Dude was too strong and kept beating him. In a last-ditch effort, Guy put the glasses on Dude, allowing him to see the world as Guy did. Dude then started dancing randomly, and Guy and Buddy ran towards the island. Antoine, in a fit of rage, took Mouser to the server room, where he planned to destroy the server and delete the game entirely. Mouser refused to help Antoine when he realized that Antoine was stealing the code from Keys, so Antoine began to destroy everything with an axe, resulting in the city environment being deleted, including the bridge. Unfortunately, Buddy is unable to make it to the end and is deleted from the game. Before he disappears, he tells Guy that he has had the best day of his life because of him. Guy uses this motivation to keep running, pushing through the barriers and eventually making it to the island. This is revealed to all the NPCs and players in the real world, and is a triumphant moment for everyone. Millie confronted Antoine in the server room and proposed a deal. She offered to let him keep the rights to the Free City name for sequels and spin-offs, but only if he let her have the original code of the game and stop destroying the server. After some thought, Antoine agreed. Free City 2 was soon launched, but unfortunately, it was riddled with bugs and laggy online play, leading to dismal sales. As a result, Antoine was ultimately kicked out of the company. On the other side, Millie, Keys, and Mouser developed Free Life, a program that brings all NPCs from Free City to their world. Millie then watches a recording of Keys explaining that the algorithm he created was based on his own love for Millie. Upon realizing this, Millie decides to approach Keys and kiss him. This is a sweet moment of realization for Millie, as she now understands the true meaning behind Keys' algorithm and his feelings for her. Back in the game, Guy and Dude finally become friends after overcoming their differences. In a surprising turn of events, Buddy is brought back to life, and the three friends are reunited. This brings joy to all of them, and the game takes on a new level of excitement and adventure. So what did you think of this movie? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below, and if you enjoyed the film, please like and share it. See you next time if you subscribe for more movie recaps.